Hello ladies, and welcome to another video lesson. Um, I know it's been a while since we've done one of these, so just as a reminder, the purpose of this is for you to, get some material and content um, that we're talking about, and for you to be writing this down in your notes as you watch this video and you're listening, right? But you're also listening for um, prompts or questions I might ask for you to uh, respond to in like a private comment on Classroom, um, just so I can gauge your participation in today's lesson. All right. Um, so that's just, I hope, a helpful reminder. Let's go ahead and get started. Yesterday we talked about our first prophet for this unit, Elijah. So we're going to move right along and talk about Isaiah. Isaiah might be a more familiar prophet for some of us, and I'll say why here in a minute. But first, let's just talk about the basics. Isaiah is one of the major prophets. Again, that major distinction just means he has a bigger book in the Bible. Um, but Isaiah is deeply important to Christians because it is from Isaiah where we see a lot of the prophecy and predictions and the foretelling of a Messiah coming and the foretelling of Jesus, right? And we're going to look at that here in a minute. But those are two main important points for you to know about Isaiah. He's a major prophet and very important to Christians because of the predictions he makes about the Messiah. Some more information, and this will be it for what I want you to write down in your notes, okay? Just these first 4 points. So Elijah lived about 800 BC. Isaiah is about 100 years later in the 700s BC, so about 700 years before Christ is born. Where Elijah was he wasn't very well liked, and he was kind of hated and eventually killed. Isaiah is different. He is well educated. He's in this sort of inner circle. He becomes a counselor of kings, and he also had a family. Um, and again, while we just wrote that he made many predictions about the coming Messiah, the other thing he did a lot was he warned Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem, which is in the region of Judah, the southern region. He warned, and this gets used interchangeably. That's why I put Jerusalem/Judah, because he warns both a lot, but he means the same place, essentially. But anyways, he warned Jerusalem and Judah a lot to basically stop sinning, right? And that is really it for as far as like background on Isaiah. So here's the main task for today. We're going to read Isaiah chapter 9 verses 2 through 7, and this is what I want you to do. And I don't care how you turn this assignment in, whether like on a document as an attachment or just in a private comment, as long as you do it. All right. But I'm going to read one verse at a time for this passage. It's just 6 verses, I think. And what I want you to do is after I read the verse, I want you to rewrite it just in your own words. Okay? Because some of this is going to sound kind of strange and unfamiliar to you. But also some of it's going to sound really familiar to you. This is a passage that gets read a lot around Christmas. Again, because he's making a prediction about the coming Messiah. All right? So either way, whether you recognize some of this before or not, I want you to just rewrite each verse in your own words, okay? So let's begin. Alright, so I'm going to read verse 2. After I read it, you can pause the video and then rewrite it in your own words and then press play again, and we'll just go verse by verse like that, okay? So verse 2. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them light has shined. I'll read that again. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them light has shined. So pause the video if you need to. Rewrite that in your own words, okay? I'm going to move on. Verse 3. You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as people exult when dividing plunder. Verse 4. For the yoke of their burden and the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor, you have broken, as on the day of Midian. Verse 5. For all the boots of the tramping warriors and all the garments rolled in blood shall be burned as fuel for the fire. Verse 6. For a child has been born for us, a son given to us. Authority rests upon his shoulders, and he is named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Last verse, verse 7. His authority shall grow continually, and there shall be endless peace for the throne of David and his kingdom. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time onward and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. Okay, so that is it for today. Again, you're just rewriting these verses in your own words and turning that in. And that will be it for this video, okay? I hope you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon, all right? Bye.